Coming at you from Stretch at Wolf Studio. It's that time again to rage across the internet. It's your very favorite Werewolf the Apocalypse podcast. And we're back! Whoop whoop! Here we are, back from hiatus. That's right, you hear these goons in the background. They call him Ladybug Starfish, Mr. Daniel Tyson.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome. Have questions.
Don't worry about it.
And we'll have answers to my right, Mr. Tommy Dixon.
How's it going?
I forgot about Ladybug Starfish.
I told you I wrote it down.
Oh,
if you were on our Discord while we were on hiatus, I guess you would know.
No.
Actually, you wouldn't, but
Nope.
we can open there, because, hey, why not, right?
Well, what did you do on your summer vacation?
That's what's going on.
Danny's in his new house.
Yeah.
Tom got a lot of his house stuff taken care of, I
Yeah.
believe.
I finish it later, actually, but the last project is finishing later tonight.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
it's about fucking time.
Right?
Shit.
Fucking thankfully, that's behind you. I still got to think a couple weeks before we hear the end of my stuff, but my part of it is over.
But we're on that train.
Yeah.
And we're rolling.
And, you know, life is less stressful. I mean, I still got to deal with these guys, but
Yeah, sucks for you.
I'm not sorry.
oh, I know.
Oh, shit. It's good to be back.
It is good to be back. Actual play is, well, by the time this airs,
It's on its way.
Yeah.
Well, it's
by the time this episode airs, like, you're going to get one next week.
yeah.
That's what's coming. Next week is going to be the first part of our actual. We'll talk about that later. So that's well underway at this point. We got some neat stuff ahead in the future for the regular show, which again will be every other week. Our game team, we've been having fun with that.
Yeah, that's where Ladybug Starfish.
That is, yeah. We jumped on the multiverses. Not sponsored. It's like it's Warner Brothers version of Smash Brothers,
Okay.
but it's all of the Warner Brothers IPs. So it's like, you know, Scooby-Doo and Batman and Game of Thrones and some Cartoon Network shows that we don't know about, which is
Yeah.
weird for us because we're old now.
DC characters.
Yeah.
And
So like,
it's-
yeah, Batman, I can punch Shaggy in the face as Batman.
Yeah.
Love it.
Right.
Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
But the thing is you, when you start the game, when you sign up for it, they give you a random generated username. You get to change it, but it starts random. And Danny was Ladybug Starfish.
You should have left it.
Yeah. It's like, well, Rage Across Porter is playing with Ladybug Starfish. This is not how we want to start a show.
But here it is.
But this is how you started the show.
Yeah, this is what I want to do. And that's the thing is today, this is very much, we're going to ease into things. You know, we're going to talk a little bit about, you know, stuff that's been going on, stuff that might be going on. And we're talking about werewolf in media is the main thing.
Yeah, we'll say that's the main thing. That's
Right. But you've listened to this show, so it's just going to end up where it's going to end up.
And if this is your first time, go back.
Not too far back, though,
Yeah.
but enjoy the ride. Welcome. And
Welcome back.
If this is your first time, we are Rage Across the Internet.
.com.
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 Oh, he's
Why is he
disappointed.
disgusted by
Because
this now?
like we are Rage Across the Internet, and Tom just goes .com.
Well, I mean,
that's not what we are.
It wasn't organic. I mean, it was organic. If
It
nothing
was
else, it was
totally
organic.
It was really bad.
Whatever.
Like that stopped us ever before.
Fair point.
So yeah, again, if this is your first time, we are Rage Across the Internet. This is your Werewolf the Apocalypse podcast. We talk about various aspects of the game, other things, some sort of in the Werewolverse.
Yeah, we can go with that one.
But you know, we like to entertain as well. Because I mean, there's a way you can do this and just be dry and boring, and that's the last thing we want to happen. So you know,
Yeah, we can't last long that way. That's what she said.
You could have worded that
Daniel
so
Tyson.
better.
It's we got to ease back into
so
this.
really,
I'm
well,
sorry.
really, well, you know, it's we're friends sitting around a table talking about werewolf, and you're one of them. Grab a seat. This is what we're about. So yeah, werewolf in media.
Why are we grabbing seats? Wouldn't you sit in a seat?
You got to grab it to sit down.
Hold on to it.
No
Someone's
question.
gonna pull.
Is this really what we're? And that's our first one back.
It's our first one back. We're going to have a lot of weird jokes.
If you don't hold on to that chair, someone's pulling out from underneath you. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry you had friends like that.
So back from summer vacation.
Yeah. So yeah, we are back from hiatus. I mean, when we're recording this, it's still under the hiatus, but we want to make sure
We're getting ahead because we don't want to start all the way behind again.
Well, not only that, holidays will creep up on us quick.
That's true. You know, we want to keep that backlog going. We want to make sure we restart the backlog, and you know, we have. I mean, there's been some behind the scenes, some personnel changes.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
It's extra work for us. We want to make sure we want to keep the stress low.
Yeah, we're trying to keep stress low. We're trying to keep ahead of the game.
So, yeah, we will, well, by the time you hear this, but, hopefully we'll have a nice backlog. Things will be good.
Yeah,
But
you want to throw a little business in just in case. Backers, obviously. Everything will start renewing.
Yeah, by the time you're hearing this, the wheels will be spinning again.
And if you happen to leave and you wanted to come back, come on back.
Yeah, this is the time.
So welcome back, backers.
Yeah, hopefully. Come on back, because, we need your help.
Yeah.
I love to pretend to shill,
But we don't like
but I don't
shilling.
like actual shilling.
No.
Yeah. Like, it sucks. Like, when we make a joke out of it, that's how I get through it. But,
It's not easy asking for money.
I know. And that's the thing is, if you're in a position to help, if you don't want to, obviously, I'm not going to try to twist your arm.
No.
And if you're not in a position where you can, we of course understand. I know about being broke, but if you're in a position, you think we deserve it, you want to support the show, it means a big deal. Because real talk, this thing comes out of my pocket. And the guys know I'm not throwing stones over here, but This comes out of my pocket.
It's rough. We put a lot of work into it to make sure the pocket doesn't keep going deeper and deeper.
Well, right. No one's saying that you guys don't, help or don't do but financially, this has always come out of my pocket.
Yeah.
And, help.
A little behind the scenes.
Yeah, we need, those donations go a long way to not only recoup those costs, but, it's stuff like, a war chest in case something happens. We need to replace some equipment, occasionally buying us lunch because fuck it.
Can't put on a show if we don't eat.
Right?
Yes, that too.
But no, it's a big deal. It means a lot to us. It goes a long way. And it
Showing your appreciation
Yeah.
is a big deal, and we just want to thank you for it.
keeps ads off of the show.
That too.
That's another thing, yeah. We had talked about that.
Yeah.
So bad.
Oh, I got another email for an offer, right?
Really?
Yeah. I'm not going to go into the wire how, but it was like, hey, we'll put 20 ads in one of your shows and you can make $3.
Whoa. That is
no.
so not worth it.
Yeah, I'm
How
like,
long were the ads?
does it matter?
No, at that point, I guess it doesn't.
20 ads to an hour and 20-minute show.
Even if they're 30 seconds a piece, that's ridiculous.
Welcome to a 2-hour show at that point.
Yeah.
Because of ads.
No,
No,
thank you.
and like, I didn't even entertain it. That's not going to
No,
happen.
that's
good.
not even worth
But,
it at all.
right.
Which
like
is probably why you didn't bring it up to us at
no,
this point.
exactly. Yeah, you're hearing about this now.
Well, the only reason I brought it up is because we had in the Discord recently, someone asked about the tiers and everything. So
Yeah.
I figured we could at least throw that kind of business out there.
No,
if
it's a
you guys
good
are
point.
coming back, here's the refresher on the tiers.
Yeah, that's right. We've got, and then this might get revisited, but that's a conversation we haven't had yet. Right now, as of us talking about this, there are the 4 tiers over on our Ko-Fi. It's, bronze through moon silver.
Love it.
And that gets you access to stuff, like our,
Game team?
Game team and hangout night.
Hangout nights.
yes.
That's
Thank
the
you.
first tier.
First 2.
First two tiers.
yep.
Correct.
Right. It's not in the first, yeah, whatever. The details are on the thing.
It's true. Details are on the Ko-Fi.
And then beyond that, it's our postmortem series.
Yep. Second or
Which
third
is,
tier.
Yeah, our
That's
absolute
gold.
favorite.
That's our gold tier. And then our moon silver tier is all of the above plus the NPC of the month,
Yep.
which is something out of my personal NPC Bible, which I have rewritten and
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you've taken some serious time for each of these rewritten. Man, I'm surprised how many hours you've put into these.
well, yeah, it's like I didn't want to just copy and paste. And it's the thing is, I've run so many versions of certain settings with certain NPCs.
Right.
And then it's like I want to do the quintessential, like the ultimate version of that character. What's the version of Whiplash, for example. Mm-hmm. And that's the one that everybody gets. So I rewrite it as a brand new entry, and that entry goes in my Bible again, replaces the old entry.
Yep, and you guys get roleplay
Yeah, and
notes
it
with
gets
it too, because then you can take an NPC, use it, and if you actually wanted to play it as, you get the little bit of roleplay notes as well.
Yeah. If as a player you could play that character, sure. As a storyteller, you've got the tools. You know who that person is now. You can run that guy.
And it's so cool hearing about people like CJ, who runs a couple of your characters in his Wild West.
Yeah, in his
game,
Wild West game, he adapted them for the Wild West.
which is awesome to hear about. And if you guys do those and you run stories about some of these NPCs, we'd love to hear it.
Oh yeah.
It's such a big deal.
No, it's flattering to me. Like it's like sweet. That's badass. And I will note that, for people who aren't sure, I don't stat these guys because
That's up to you guys.
exactly, because I don't know.
Those are just dots on a sheet, man.
Right. And you can fill those out however you need it to be. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like you look like a character like Whiplash. Maybe you want to do a younger Whiplash earlier in his career. Maybe you want to do an older Whiplash, and that changes the stats. So you know what? I'm not putting stats in. I don't use them in my game. Fuck it.
Yeah, you don't want the dots.
You want the person, the character, what makes him tick, why he is the way he is, something that you can understand that character, jump in and do whatever you need to do with him.
Especially a character like Whiplash, who we've talked about countless and numerous amounts of time.
For eons.
He is a Get of Fenris favorite. Yeah.
Put it back in your pants.
Hey, no. Come on.
Oh, my God.
I miss teasing you because of that.
Yeah, well, welcome back.
Yeah, we're back, hey.
Yeah, so I guess enough shilling?
Yeah,
well, I mean...
The only reason I brought it up was because of the new member on the Discord. So.
Oh, that's fair. But yeah, you can, if you want to support us, obviously, and we would love that you do so, you can get us at our Ko-Fi. That's ko-fi.com/Rage Across the Internet.
And then everything else, like the link to our Discord, over at our forums, from our website, ragecrosstheinternet.com.
I miss doing that.
Somebody was saying that in the Discord. Get a shirt with the .com echo on there. Like, oh, that's a little... I don't know.
I don't know if that would fit because
That's the
sometimes those
problem.
go a long time.
You know what, though?
It'd be kind of funny.
It would be funny.
I've got a design in mind. I could do it.
Oh, boy.
But again, the store's closed.
Store's closed.
So, but we could do a limited run.
Yeah, well,
true.
we're planning on doing a limited run.
Yeah, but we don't have like a plan to do a limited run. We just know that we can and we probably will in the future.
I was going to say...
Hey, when you hear this, let us know if you want it in a limited run.
I thought it was going to be the Christmas special thing. But
And also say limited run like 4 times.
Yes,
Because
limited
apparently
run,
we're
limited run.
overusing this.
Limited run,
.com,
limited run.
.com.
God, you guys are listening to this, huh?
Oh, they're dying laughing, and you know it.
I hope so.
I'm dying. I don't know about
I
dying
think
laughing.
I think 12 people just turned us off forever. So werewolf in media. You know, obviously we can trace werewolves in folklore back forever.
Yes.
You know.
Forever. You can't give a specific terminal or specific era of time.
But that's the cool thing, though. I mean, you know, we love Werewolf the Apocalypse, and let's be honest, is that a Garu is not a werewolf and is not a wolfman.
It's Garu.
But no, I'm saying is it's a very specific thing. It's the same way that like a Warcraft orc is different from any other type of orc.
Okay.
A Lord of the Rings orc and a Warcraft orc are not the same thing.
Just like a cinema werewolf and Garu are different because a cinema werewolf changes during only a full moon.
Well, that's what I said. Werewolf and a Garu.
I gave more context, but yes.
Yeah. You know, and then I'm adding to that the Wolfman. Because you look at something like the Wolfman, like Lon Chaney Jr., or Monster Squad.
I was thinking Monster Squad. Yeah.
You know, where it's it would kind of be like a really hairy Glabro.
Yes.
In context of Werewolf the Apocalypse, where that's your, quote, Wolfman. That is a wolfman. That's not a werewolf.
Does he play basketball?
See, a teen wolf would be a wolfman.
Yes. I had to.
No, you did have to.
Media.
This is the episode to do this in.
It's the episode.
This is exactly what we're talking about today. How do you feel about that, everybody?
Who did? Was that Michael? Who was that?
Was Michael J. Fox?
It was Michael J.
And
Fox,
then it was
okay.
Jason Bateman for Teen Wolf 2.
Oh, okay. I never saw the
forgot
second
about
one.
that.
Yeah, it's Jason Bateman, so it's like a prequel to Arrested Development.
Oh, God.
Or Ozark.
I give it 2.
Oh, that was
look at
good.
that. Thank you.
It was good.
Yeah, it's the same exact movie, only it's Jason Bateman and they're boxing instead of playing basketball.
Okay.
I completely forgot about it.
I never saw
it.
the
Was
second
that
Same-
insignificant, I guess.
Oh, no, you totally got to now, right?
Now I
Yeah,
gotta watch
you
it.
have to now.
I didn't even know a second one came out.
There
I
you
never
go.
The first
watched
one
the
was
entire
not
thing.
good.
I just seen clips and I knew it was Jason Bateman. But holy shit! Damn it, is that funny?
Well, sticking on the cinema portions, you just watched something,
Werewolf
Danny.
in London. I just did it.
You just watched something.
I just did it.
What did
Danny,
you just watch,
An
Danny?
American Werewolf in London.
You.
There we go.
Let me pull teeth over here.
It was 81 when that movie
Canines.
came out.
Did you say you were 81 when that came out?
That movie. It was 81 when that movie came out.
Yes, it was. But that's not what I heard.
I wasn't even a twinkle in my daddy's eye yet.
I was 81 when that movie came out.
I'm not that old. Jesus.
No, but you got Benjamin Button disease, so you're
Aging backwards.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
So yeah, you were 81 when it came out.
All right. Fine.
That all makes sense.
Well, American Werewolf in London.
And when I mean that's a classic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the classic dark comedy. The effects in that were great too.
For its time period, crazy.
Well, practical effects. It still looks good today.
Yeah. And there are some aspects of that movie that I enjoyed that I can use for the context of werewolf. You know, like he was bitten, he's got the mark now, he was saved, blah, blah, blah. Try not to get, man, spoilers, fuck. 1981, that's ridiculous if I have to say spoilers.
Well, there's a level.
Right.
Spoiler alert.
But at the same time, before he actually becomes the werewolf, he's having dreams, and he's running through the woods naked, and there's even one where he like starts running, and then he grabs a hold of a deer, starts eating the deer, and again, this is all dreams. I'm like, oh, that's cool to me. That reminds me of like the first change. And you're having these dreams before your first change of anything is happening. It was a cool idea. It was a cool concept, and I wonder if the creators of this game actually took some of those ideas from the movie.
Well, it's such a classic. It's such a classic. Werewolf in London. And it's in the list of recommended films, at least in the second edition book. I don't remember if if they had a recommended reading/viewing in the first edition book, but neither here nor there.
Okay.
So, like, I mean, I don't want to say it's a no-brainer, but it would be pretty, come on. No one should be surprised.
The title, werewolf.
Yeah.
In the title.
And then you get movies like Wolfen, or, which again had a great transformation scene. And then, of course, you get The Howling. These
That's
three.
A good movie.
Yeah, the first Howling is excellent. The concept, I remember when I was first getting into Werewolf, and then watching The Howling after getting into the game after Apocalypse. I would watch the movie and try to pick out which tribes these people belong to.
Oh, that's a cool.
That's a good way of doing it, though.
Oh, it's fun to do.
Yeah.
And because you watch The Howling, and it's the very gist of it is the reporter who was sent on a retreat to kind of in the woods resort.
I see where this is going.
So
'Cause I actually haven't watched
Hey,
the whole thing.
this is as far as I'm going with that, because if you haven't seen The Howling, watch the fucking Howling.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I need to watch. I haven't watched the whole thing. I've seen bits and pieces. But
It's secretly a red talent sept.
Is it? I don't know. That said, there are 7 Howlings. 8 Howlings.
I don't like the last 4 supposed to be just jokes.
No.
No?
They're all awful.
So they're just jokes.
But not intentionally.
Oh, they're just awful.
this is
No,
one of the
these
ones-
these aren't, like Wolf Cop, where it's, look, it's Lou Garou, and he's in his outfit is a wolfman driving a cop car. No, where they're not being cute. They tried to make the second one has Christopher Lee in it, for Christ's sake.
No shit.
Yeah, it's the only one that's directly related to the first one.
Oh, really?
That's why. Okay.
And yeah, well, it was before they realized these are Howling movies, folks. And that one, I'd argue, was all about Black Spiral Dancers.
Whoa.
I would argue, but again, it's not a good movie. then you had part 3, which was the Bunyip movie, and this is my defense, because every now and then, like in our Discord, which again the link is on our website, you should come hang out with us. People will every now and then get up in arms about the Bunyip and the whole lineage thing and it's like, why would they? I'm like, Howling 3. That's why. Shut up. It's my answer. It's not a great answer, but it's probably the real answer behind the scenes.
I need to go back and watch
When
that.
you go, why would they use the Tasmanian tiger as because Howling 3? Because Howling 3 did it. That's why.
Okay.
I can't prove
When did
it
Howling 3 come out?
before.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the fucking years in front of me,
That was a
but
little red talent answer. So.
I'm just gonna say before.
It works.
But no, yeah, the werewolves in werewolves in Howling 3 is straight up Bunyip.
That's kind of awesome.
It's the Tasmanian tiger, and oh my god, so you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say that's where that came from, and that's why. So why did they choose it? Because Howling 3 is a movie.
All three of these movies, they just jumped to the top of my list then.
You got part 4, which was a remake of part 1, basically.
What? I hate when
Why
they
would
do
you do that?
shit.
Yeah. It's entertaining in its own right. It's a good bad movie.
Oh, okay.
Where
So maybe
they
expect
think-
to see that on a hangout night.
Oh, no, I'll totally do that in Howling 3.
Okay.
I'm super into that. I won't do Howling 1 because it's like a good movie, but the rest of them.
I was gonna say, is it one of those ones where it's a bad movie, but they think they're doing amazing? And
Well, no, it's the good kind of thing.
All right.
You know, is they're doing their best and your best is an idiot. You know, then the next one is Werewolf vs. Dracula. A Dracula, not the Dracula.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Howling,
didn't even-
is that
Howling
5?
5, yeah.
That's Howling 5. Oh, okay.
Werewolf versus Dracula.
You're
It's
getting
not-
well
it's not the
past all the
subtitle.
howlings
No,
I've
but-
seen.
We get enough.
But yeah,
of
he fights a
concept
Dracula.
there. Sweet.
And
Just
6,
one-on-one?
6 is a boring.
He doesn't even remember what it is.
It's in a castle and it's supposed to be like a mystery, like who's the werewolf.
So like it's
But it's just
Scooby-Doo.
boring.
So it's kind of like Scooby-Doo. Take the mask off.
And then CC7 is Howling New Moon Rising. That's what
Okay.
they call it. And it's the worst movie,
Ever?
possibly.
A lot of ragabash in it.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
There's not even good jokes.
They think there are good jokes in it.
Mm.
It had a budget of like 30 cents. Like it was filmed, no, seriously, like it was filmed in this like nowhere town, right? And like is predominantly in a bar, which they filmed in because they allowed all the extras and the owner of the bar, like all the regulars and the owner and shit, they're all in the movie.
Of course they are.
Like speaking roles and shit.
Wow, just act like you're running your bar.
Yeah. Like, hey, Pappy, is that your real name? Probably. Can we film here?
Sure.
You're in the movie now.
Try not to watch the cameras.
You sing at some point.
Oh,
It's almost a musical. There's like 2 or 3 songs in it.
Oh, God.
Like of these people, not like the band that they hired or, you know, the licensed music that they can't afford.
and this isn't even the last one. There's still another movie after that one.
It was a reboot that was very made for TV movie.
Oh, okay.
Ugh.
The effects were pretty good though. Oddly
Okay.
enough, it was probably the best looking werewolves in the whole series. Was I forget the name of the last one, but it's, you know, Howling. It's let's do it again. Fuck it. You know, I don't know, whatever it's called, but
I'm still
the
laughing.
saga of the Howling movies, man.
You just said Scooby-Doo. I'm just laughing. You remember a couple of years ago?
No.
No,
Halloween.
Yes.
with Michael Myers.
No,
one of my Halloween parties.
Halloween party. Tom went as the big bad wolf, and I came as Scooby-Doo.
That is so fitting for both of you. When was this? Where was I?
I don't remember.
Don't remember. We didn't start the podcast yet.
The podcast didn't start yet. You were invited, but you had something to do. I don't remember what it was. But you were busy that weekend. I can't remember why.
Yeah. Tom was the big bad wolf dressed up in like the
The
grandmother's
granny outfit. So I had the.
Oh yikes,
Yeah,
man!
yeah.
Oh wow!
It was the dress. There was there was
Again, this is
spectacles
so
on.
much about.
It was a werewolf mask
About
with
our friendship?
spectacles and the sleep
The sleep cap?
hat, the cap
Oh, beautiful!
with the ears poking through. I liked the
It
costume.
was funny, and then I showed up as Scooby-Doo, and it's like, wow. This is
There's a picture of
fantastic.
him trying to take my mask off. It was perfect.
He wasn't using his hands though, right?
He was using his paws.
Well, because Scooby Doo doesn't have thumbs,
He
so
was using his paw.
it would have to be with his
He was
mouth.
trying to knock it off.
Oh, boy.
Gross.
Knock it off.
I see.
So it
What
does.
did you do to
Media
us?
stuff doesn't have to be strictly Garu, like werewolf.
Well, I mean, but that's what we're.
No,
'cause
no,
we're
I'm
a
just
werewolf
saying-
show, so it is.
It's
This
Today.
is still werewolf apocalypse related. I saw a post on the apocalypse stuff on Facebook.
Oh, okay. What's up?
Somebody asked, "Does the movie Annihilation work as a wild representation?"
I don't even know what that is.
I never even heard that movie.
I just figured I'd throw it out there, so maybe somebody else. I've never heard
So
of
maybe.
it either.
Maybe would be the answer.
So go look at Annihilation. Maybe that could be wild related.
Maybe. And I mean, I see what you're doing there, moving from you staying on the topic of werewolf, but not werewolf specifically.
Exactly. So I mean, you can take things from other movies, and it could be wild,
Oh,
could
yeah.
be Weaver, could be.
Well, and I mean,
Could be Worm. Could
We have talked about this before on multiple occasions, but it bears repeating. Is it Stranger Things season 1?
Yeah.
The upside down is the Umbra.
Yeah, you know, that is the story
The Demogorgon is a scrag. Yeah.
of,
Oh,
of a
100%.
of a Project Odyssey, you know, test subject escaping a secret Pentex lab. You know, and you could argue that Scrag was the Bane that was supposed to be fused with her, which is why they are linked. And, you know, she stumbles upon some teenagers or some kids and, you know, we see what happens. I mean, it's totally a secret werewolf show.
Oh, what was the one on Netflix that we were watching? The worm spores.
Yeah, shit.
I forgot the name of it. It just brought it as soon as you said Netflix.
Yeah, it's like Subject 83 or something. I don't remember the name, but it got canceled, which is the real bitch of it.
Really? It got canceled already?
Right, like Netflix cancels 3 things ever, and that was one of them. Which sucks because, it was very much... And I mean, you a little bit fucking spoiled it and gave it away.
Oh, worm.
Oh,
yeah.
well,
It
canceled,
was
whatever.
about... Well, the first season's still worth watching. Because it was totally secretly about a wormish cult.
Okay.
And it's funny is because we had just recorded those Spiral episodes when I discovered it. And had we not done that, it would have gotten by me.
Yeah.
Because the thing that these people worship is totally a spiral totem. But if you hadn't just researched the spirals, you wouldn't have.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't have put the dot connect.
Kind of want to look it up.
Yeah, it's like session 83 or something.
Subject
like
84, something like that.
There's an 80, and there's a subject or a session.
that. Session, I'm almost positive.
It's fine.
Because there aren't multiple subjects in it.
But that's what I also like, where you can take media and you can get other representations
Yeah,
aside from werewolves.
Well, you look at it. Yeah, you look at it through a different lens. You know,
I mean, you can pull Apocalypse into anything.
more or less. I mean, you know how many? You look at the Babadook,
Oh, that's a fun one.
What's that?
right? It's a good movie.
It's a good movie that you should watch.
Yeah.
Especially with your
But-
wife, because it creeped mine out for about 8 months.
Oh, do it for sure.
I
So
walked around going,
it's in my Blu-ray collection right over there.
awesome. No, you need to
No,
watch
yeah,
it.
just don't.
Don't. You need to watch
Yeah,
it.
and of course, what it's really about is not relevant
Not
for the
at all.
conversation. But there's a way you look at that movie is like if and without spoiling anything, you know, it's like this could be a movie about Bane possession.
Oh, 100%.
You know, obviously it's not because it's not Bane's, but it's look
You could twist it to
easily.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you didn't watch it? What are you talking about?
I'm already hearing it, though.
Yeah, the
It sounds
Babadook.
pretty easy. Sounds pretty easy.
I know Jessica won't watch it.
That bad,
It's got
huh?
some creep to it. It's
Well,
creepy.
it's got some. That's not why though. It's because of the kid.
Oh, yeah, I can
Okay.
see that. That's what really drives the creep effect to it, though. Is
But the kid.
What's with the kid?
you watch it.
Yeah, just watch it.
We're not
Just
spoiling it
Well,
for
if
you.
Jessica won't watch it, there's a pretty good chance I probably won't either.
I didn't say she was scared. I said she won't watch it.
Just watch it.
Heebie-jeebies, man. I'm already getting creeped out like this. I don't do horror movies.
We're not talking about it on the air. The end. Take the hint, you creep.
He
Okay.
wants all the spoilers, man.
I kind of
I know.
do.
And like we're on the air though. So you know who doesn't? Our entire audience.
That's fair. I apologize, Pete.
Just table it, man.
No, we could transition to games, or we could stay with movies right
Well,
now.
I mean, we can jump around like creeps, like we tend to do. You want to look at the actual Werewolf the Apocalypse stuff, real quick. You know, there's that board game coming out, and like of which we know next to nothing, except there's like some awesome minis that are coming
Yeah,
with
some
it,
cool minis.
which I think is going to be worth it already.
Just for the mini, so you can
Just
use
because
them
they're
in
super cool.
tabletop game.
Yeah, or just like put them on like your computer desk, like your monitor or something. Well, not your monitor anymore because we're in the future. But like at the computer
monitor's
desk,
not thick enough to do that.
right? Not anymore.
That's what she said.
Why is she talking about your monitor?
Ooh, he said mine's not thick enough.
I said my monitor. Your monitor's not. Okay.
I know what you
What is
meant.
she doing with your? You know what?
Anyway,
Hi, Tom.
hi. This is Radio for Two now.
All right.
Danny's in the gutter.
He's in timeout. Cut his mic
No,
for 5
don't
minutes.
cut my mic.
I love that we can do that, though. It's now a credible thread. It's like
really
someone's
is.
in timeout for a couple minutes. Anyway, but yeah, there's the werewolf, and we don't know much about the game and how it's going to play. Maybe it'll be great. Maybe who knows? But something worth noting about it is tied to Werewolf 5.
Yes.
Like it's going to be using that canon. So whatever the fuck that means,
Yeah, because we still don't know.
you know, but it will be current with what the new edition will be. And maybe that's why. Do you think they're waiting to put the game out?
Yes.
Oh, they have to be.
That's exactly why I think it is.
That's annoying. I get it because marketing, but that's annoying. Like also, don't try to sell me this board game while you're trying to sell me a new edition because you know that book is not going to be cheap.
Oh, no way.
No way.
And you know, that game is not going to be cheap.
No, it's not.
So how about you fucking give us a couple months to catch up on our paychecks, you creeps?
They are. They're giving you the
Oh,
Here's your hint right
start
now.
saving now, everybody.
Start saving.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to see anything till 2023.
Well, 2022 is almost over.
Oh,
that's
gross! Don't say
true.
that. Oh God. It
No,
really
the
is.
bad man's almost gone now.
But we've also been waiting for this for
But then the worst
at
man's
least
coming.
8 months.
Don't say it that way.
It's a bad year.
Oh, I know it. Oh my God.
We've been waiting a while is the point.
No, we
We're
haven't.
still waiting.
No, that's my point because I'm impatient as shit and I want stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
And
look
that's
at
the-
like the first game that came out. How long did you wait for that?
Oh God, Earthblood.
Yeah.
20-something years.
Oh my God, that was a saga because that wasn't the first Werewolf, the Apocalypse game.
The one that got no, I'm talking how long did you wait for the one game that never even released? With all the demo, all the stuff was done.
Oh, well, see, that's not even the first one.
Oh, that isn't the first one.
No, see, that's the thing. You know, back when they announced Earthblood of More Blood, I was super skeptical about this forever. I remember Danny. Mm-hmm. This is before the podcast.
Yes.
It was like, hey, there's a werewolf. I'm like, no, there's not. He's like, no, I just went to the website and there's like, no,
No,
there's
because
not.
he
There's
was
not going to
already
be a
disappointed
game.
before.
That's
Twice.
exactly what it was.
Twice.
It was like, I'm just not.
It
If
doesn't.
I don't believe it, it's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen because this is the third time this has been like a werewolf video game has been announced. There was one for the PlayStation, and I have pulled this clip twice and lost it twice.
Oh,
So like if you search the depths of our Discord,
Good luck.
right? I don't encourage it because this is like more than 2 years old. Mm-hmm. But there is a gameplay on YouTube of the original Werewolf the Apocalypse PlayStation 1 game.
and you showed me specifically before, so I might even be
It's
able
been
to
on
look
the
at my
Discord.
messages.
Maybe.
You showed me the video.
But even
I've
then,
seen
that's going to take a long time.
Right. Like, I don't know if we can find it and one of us can have the foresight to save it somewhere that people can just get a hold of it and look at this travesty.
I don't know about that. That sounds like too much
What
work.
was it called?
Werewolf the Apocalypse.
Oh, it was just called Werewolf the Apocalypse. Okay.
But I mean, like, it didn't get very far. You know, like I remember it was a small little screenshot in a PlayStation Monthly magazine back in the mid 90s, like maybe 96.
I mean, that's how you got your information then. So yeah.
Right. It was just one little thing, and it's like, oh, it's coming, a little blurb about it, and then you can find. I got online. You can find the video, and it's. We get why this
Yikes.
didn't happen, but this was your first one, and then there was Heart of Gaia.
Yes.
Yes,
Or-
Heart of Gaia, which was like 98% finished,
Yeah.
and then the studio went under or something. Fun fact: there are some music tracks out there from it.
Oh, see that.
I had them. I lost them. Our buddy Stu, shout out to you, Stu, from our on our Discord. He found them,
Whoa. Okay.
and so I have them again. And there's some pretty sweet tracks there.
Thanks,
I
dude.
mean, there's only two. It's a Weaver and a Worm track, and I love the Worm track.
That's awesome.
It's so good. You can also find all of the cutscenes on YouTube,
All of them.
all of them, and it's
so funny.
yeah, they're pretty rough, and they keep talking about someone named Karen. They have to get back to the Karen, and they got to get the Heart of Gaia to Karen.
I think they were mean. Karen?
They did mean Karen.
Okay.
However,
That's not what they said.
they talk about Karen a lot. Maybe she's the warder
Yeah,
there.
probably.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then
The
because you have danced with spirals by killing them, you are now dances with spirals.
that's your Gyro name in that.
Yeah. They give you a deed name at the end of it. That's your deed name. Dances with spirals.
Ow.
Yeah. Well, it's and I mean, you look at the time, and maybe it would have been a really cool game. I don't know, but the point is it was like almost done, and then it went away, and that sucks. So yeah, when
But
they
it was
announced,
very clear they didn't know what werewolf was.
well,
They knew a little bit.
yeah, I think they knew more about Werewolf than the next people up at bat. Because the next thing we got was a little game called Earthblood. Actually, we're skipping Heart of the Forest.
I was about to say that. What about the text-based one? Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. So my apologies. That one, that's a mixed bag. I've heard a lot of people really, really liked it, and that's great. Like I'm not trying to kick anybody in the teeth for liking a thing.
Well, I
No,
think we
of course
never got
not.
past the demo. So
Right. We never played past the demo. I did not like it. I thought it was, and I think that was the demo's fault.
Yeah, we discussed that before.
Yeah,
It
but
was the
with-
wrong time to be doing the demo.
Well, and I mean, we're Werewolf in media, so we're talking about it again.
Sure.
Like for me, it was a badly done demo because when you do a demo with something of a game, you're trying to bring people in and get them excited, and nothing exciting happened in the entirety of that demo.
until the end of it.
That wasn't nothing. Nothing happened.
It was like a build up Like, it's going to be exciting. It's and here's the end.
Yep, just buy the game and there might be some excitement.
First change didn't even happen, did it?
No.
Okay.
They didn't get that far.
It was a while ago when we did it, so I kind of don't remember it.
That's
how exciting it was. I don't really remember
the
it.
most fun was, me doing the Foghorn Leghorn impression for the guy that I intentionally misspoke his name as Colonel.
So what's even funnier is I found our original recording of that yesterday.
What, the unedited version?
The unedited version of
us my God.
running the text base, you, me, Joey.
Yeah.
I found that yesterday on my computer. I was cleaning it up a little bit. Oh my God, I was laughing so hard.
That probably got cleaned up significantly.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah, we couldn't put some of that shit in the air.
Makes sense.
I'm not surprised. I don't.
We had to have fun with it. I mean, we were reading text.
Yeah.
But again, it was very slow. That demo was very slow.
Yeah.
I know people liked it. I guess there was a lot of, a lot of different options, which I think is great. Just for me, lost me by the demo dragging on.
A few times to get different results because your tribe gets chosen based on
your choices. But that was kind of the thing, and that's why we made the jokes that we did, and we did the voices that we were doing, all to make laugh.
Because I was bored.
Because it was bored. We were absolutely bored, all three of us, and we were trying to make as much jokes just to keep the thing alive.
I was like to not fall asleep. And I don't mean to be kicking them around. Because it was a bad demo. Give us an action scene. Some neat plot point that makes me intrigued and want to know how we got here. It started at the start and ended before it went anywhere.
It's true. I mean, like I said, there was no first change.
And it ended before it still started.
But that game is out there, and again, people have good things to say about it.
Not the demo.
Yeah,
the real game.
Yeah, if you're, it's a text-based adventure. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's your jam, definitely check it out. Then we move on to Earthblood, though.
I think it's actually on sale too. Not Earthblood, the other one. I think I got it.
I'm sure Earthblood's on sale.
Right, but I'm talking the text-based one. If we ever just throwing that out there for us, if we ever wanted to.
Well, maybe. I want to make the backers pay for that.
Dude,
I'm not paying money.
It's like $10.
Still.
Yeah.
Still.
I'm just saying.
No, I know.
Because I had put it on my watch list, and I keep getting things about when it goes on sale. So
I never did. That's a bad sign.
Well, Earthblood's there too.
Oh, Jesus.
We know.
I got to remove that from my watch list.
But so Earthblood, was the game that we were all very hopeful about.
Mm-hmm.
I know Carl was.
Yep, Earthblood. Also, Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood, also known as Earthblood of Moorblood, also known as Carl's Revenge.
Yep.
That's the one we infamously did half a playthrough of on our YouTube, and then Danny and I never
finished it,
and we're never gonna.
No.
What's the thing is, we did half.
And
by the time we finished the playthrough of that day, because it was almost a 14, 16-hour day between the two of us. Because we had so many corruption issues with the game.
Fucking technical issues.
It's a lot of technical stuff. So, a lot of lost footage. But, the day was over. And, all right, we're going to have to come back and do this later. But we realized, okay, this game's starting to get kind of fun now. Because it was so boring and repetitive the first half.
It was starting to go somewhere.
Yeah, the story was starting to finally go somewhere.
I mean, it didn't, ultimately. We learned it doesn't get better.
And that's why we never finished.
Well, I think it was just...
That's one of the reasons we never finished playing the
issue?
game.
I mean, was it lore-wise? What was the issue here?
Well, I think there was a lot of... I think it's an exercise in missed opportunities.
Okay.
One way to put it.
And we like to make fun. But I'm actually going to be, serious here.
Critical.
With
this.
I legit want to know. I didn't even watch her playthrough, so sorry.
I don't blame you. No harm there. First of all, it was very buggy.
Okay.
So there was that. But the grasp of Werewolf the Apocalypse was tenuous at best. There was a lot of tell and don't show, and then sometimes it wasn't even told particularly well.
Yeah, you're just supposed to assume that this is what's happening.
They chose your character for you. Obviously, you're 40-something Fianna Ahraun, and that's your POV character. And this is now I know people would be there are people that were upset that you couldn't choose, your auspice, your tribe. I'm okay with that because if you have a story to tell, you have a story to tell, and this is the character that's,
Mm-hmm.
So that's fine with me. This isn't an open world game. This is a story that's being told. Yeah. But the problem is you can't have your POV character be a middle-aged father widower, because
and not know certain things.
Well, that's the problem. Is, you're introducing someone to this world of Werewolf the Apocalypse, and like the old fans already know what's up, but you're bringing new people in. And so in order to have your protagonist be a middle-aged dude,
he's almost an elder status,
right?
Being that old.
There's a section of the game where you go, "What's the Umbra?"
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Like this is the story for, if you have to introduce someone to the world, you have to, that's a first changer, because that character doesn't know anything. By having your character be like an adult, like an aggressive adult, like his daughter, he could be a grandfather, and have him not know the very basics of Garu society makes him look stupid. So now your protagonist is an idiot.
Well, I know one of your grapes was a Pentex facility's right next to the Sept.
Yes.
Okay.
You can see the facility, they're like 20 feet apart.
That's not...
And the cairn came first.
That's not possible.
But it's hilarious because like there's like, the tunnel that goes through the mountain to this Enron facility. So it's like you have to imagine the preamble like before the game. It's like they're watching like, what's that weird sound? Why is there a drill coming out of the mountain? Should we do so? Nah, it's fine. They're pouring concrete 20 feet away from the Shrine of Heroes. They're saying, it's cool. There's no problem here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unless you're working for Black Spirals. That could have been the twist at the end.
Well, and a lot of the plot just didn't make sense. There was stuff that was like super derivative, like Ripley from Aliens. She was in it. She was a villain. Power loader armor and everything.
Yeah.
Like he was straight up. Yeah.
That's all it was just a ripoff of that.
They, the makers.
It was a swing and a miss on the lore.
Oh, it was swing and a miss on the lore, yeah. The combat was okay.
It was cool combat. It was a little repetitive.
It was fine, I would say.
Probably a hack and beat 'em up game.
Yeah, but it was, the problem is, you only fought in Krynos.
Well, that's no fun.
Right. Lupus was your stealth form. Hamid was your run around form, and you had a little crossbow that you could shoot. But all the combat actually happened in Krynos.
Only.
No Hispo, no Glabro. And the funny thing is, this was something that did not endear the fans, is that the guys behind the game claimed that, we couldn't do Hispo. There's no room for it. We couldn't, blah, blah. But there are Hispos in the game, and you fight Hispos in the game.
Well, that's no fun.
So that's just a lie.
The answer we're given, paraphrasing, was those forms were taken out because we want to put more emphasis on the battle and the combat system itself, plus some of like the gore and the blood and stuff like that. But like,
was that the official response?
Something, again, I'm paraphrasing. So
it's been a couple years.
It's something along those lines. They were trying to focus on the combat.
Which fine, but if you already modeled Hispos, it's...
But here's the thing.
That's kind of our point.
Wouldn't that enhance the combat to have different forms at your disposal?
Fun. Especially if you could fight in Lupus too, but
I mean,
that was only stealth.
Yeah, and even then, if you got caught while you're in stealth, you instantly shifted to Krynos, period. You didn't have a choice.
Well, if you were touched, remember. Because there were sections of our actual play where we were discovered. Being stealthy, we were caught, and they'd come to get us, but until they hit us, the stealth mode wouldn't end.
So you just kept running around.
So we could, just keep like Benny Hill, like running around and like punching them in the back of the head and knocking them out. Even though stealth mode was broken.
Scooby-Doo music as you enter through doors and come out other ones.
It's a little bit of that element too.
Yeah, if you're in Lupus and you're going to an assassination, you instantly shift to Hamid to choke the guy out, and then went right back to Lupus.
What?
Yeah, it was a game that had ideas, and they didn't
fell short.
Yeah, it fell short. And the thing is like we could make fun of it all day because it failed, I think, fundamentally to meet the expectations of the community. I think it would have made a great PS1, PS2 game. I mean, Jesus, reskin The Witcher.
Yeah, I know.
But
hopefully it did its job and it at least brought people to the game.
It did bring some people to the game. We've got people in our Discord that showed up because that was their introduction to Werewolf and they wanted more. And they're like, thank fuck that there was more and we found you guys. That's a quote.
Nice.
Hey,
so
Ace.
I was going to say our buddy Ace.
So it did its job, in my opinion.
A little bit. I just, oof.
Oof. It didn't do its job well, but it did its job.
Well, on the upside, though, it did set itself up for a sequel.
Well, let's hope they take
Sorry.
hopefully they take a lot of feedback.
Well, in a new studio and a new... It was pretty ballsy of them to...
Yeah, I was very
This
surprised.
is very hopeful.
Very surprised. Yeah, hopeful is a...
I hate to... and by the way, if you're going to make the character a certain tribe or auspice, either both of those things should somehow factor into the story,
Right.
which they never did.
So you were a Fianna
You were a Fianna Haran,
around, and you.
and it made...
No difference.
No
It had
difference
no
whatsoever.
impact on the story at all.
Oh,
Which was our gripe to begin with before the game even came out. Like, if you want to make a Fianna Haran, fine, as long as you have a story for the Fianna Haran. Because if you have a Black Fury Ragabash, those things are going to change. The storyline will change. The dialogue should change because it's going to be two different characters.
100%.
But being the Fianna Haran had absolutely zero impact on the game. I think
Like,
the
you
game
could have
would've-
given them the choice at that point.
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
the
with
thing.
the way that's written, you
Right,
definitely
because
could
it
have given the choice
didn't
of
matter.
any tribe, any
Yeah.
auspice.
I think if they would have left the apocalypse out of the title and just made it Werewolf Earthblood,
The game.
it might have been okay and we wouldn't have that much to say about it.
Well, no, because wouldn't be tied to Werewolf the Apocalypse. So
Right.
that, there's nothing to... But there was a lot of odd choices, a lot of weird stuff that we don't... Look, it's in our YouTube play, and I don't want to...
You can go watch it. It's pretty funny.
But you don't have to.
No, because I think we said most of it right now.
No, I think there's some stuff that I don't want to say on air because we don't have the screen.
I got you.
Like you have to see what's happening for this joke to work.
Yep.
But so there was that, for me though, I would have loved, because why not, right?
Sure.
And there's a few things, like I say, reskin the Witcher, but do something along that scale, or like maybe the Batman Arkham games, where you
Okay.
build like a city and you can do the free roam thing. That would have been neat. I would have loved and this is, a Capcom style 2D fighting game. Like picture something like Marvel Capcom, right? Where
Okay.
you pick your 3 characters and you swap them in, but instead of swapping in other characters, it's different forms.
Okay. I can see that.
Like, boom, here's Hamid. You hit the 2, both, light punch, light kick. You shift up,
Oh.
I like this already.
And like, think about the diversity of fighting then, because you can do those combinations, kind of like Kylindo, right? Where you're switching forms mid combos. You're dropping to Lupus and you're doing these really quick attacks and shooting across the screen. You switch to Krynos and do your ultimate, which is based on the auspice and tribe of the character that they have set out for you. So, for example, the Margrave would throw his clave up in the air and a bunch of thunder would rain down on the screen or something, right? Or Mephi Faster Than Death would call a bunch of, owl jagglings or something to just rush the screen and fuck up the opponent. How cool would that stuff be?
That would be awesome. Copyright Rage Across the Internet.
That's not how that works.
That's not how that works.
Oh, if that's how that worked, buddy.
We just wrote you a game.
Yeah, right?
We called it first.
I got a few ideas for that, man. And then, of course, and we jump across in here, and we could talk about TV, too. Because there are a few shows that are out there. You have...
There's another Teen Wolf show.
I was going to say, I'm aware that there is a Teen Wolf show
It's
that is made for, it's one of these, quote, young adult shows, to my
Yeah.
understanding. It's like a teenage soap opera.
It's also, we can go in.
I've never seen it, so I don't know, but it's my understanding.
Yeah, I know it's there. I've never watched it either, but it was an MTV thing. But I also want to say it's probably 2004 to 2007, 8, maybe somewhere around there.
And that's fine. I know there was one, and this is the shitty thing, is I forgot to make the list. I was having trouble finding, so I can't remember what it's called, but there was one that starred, I think it was Laura Vandervoot or whatever. She was, I think she was Supergirl on Smallville.
Okay.
I've seen very little Smallville. And she was also the daughter of Morena Baccarin on the remake of V.
So I never watched that one either.
That's worth watching.
Okay.
I mean, the original's worth watching. Watch the original V. Oh my God, you guys. But the remake wasn't bad. And Morena Baccarin, who doesn't love Firefly, so support that anyway, right? But yeah, it's that girl. It's Morena Baccarin's daughter on the V.
Okay.
And she's the werewolf who left her pack and are trying to live a normal life. And the pack's coming to get her. And I think there was one that was
That's
on...
a cool idea. A cool story idea.
Yeah, I don't...
It has
It
potential.
exists.
Okay.
I know that it existed.
Fair.
I can say that. But there are werewolf shows out there. You had stuff like Being Human, which featured a werewolf. You go old school, Dark Shadows, which was, I'm not endorsing this.
That's fair. It's fair.
But Dark Shadows, if you guys weren't aware, this was it was in the 70s. It was a soap opera featuring a vampire.
Oh, no.
They did a remake in the 80s, which was actually pretty good. But it didn't last. It lasted a season.
Well, I can already understand
But like
why.
Dark Shadows lasted for a while because it was like one of those like Days of Our Lives type shit.
With vampires.
Right. And like eventually werewolves, and I think like a mummy was in it. I don't know. I wasn't there in the 70s for this. I just know they did the reboot. The reboot was actually kind of neat in the 80s. It was good for a season.
Okay.
Move on with your life kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. I believe there was a werewolf in Penny Dreadful, which was pretty good.
You're naming so many shows I've never heard or...
Did you have barely seen a television?
This is true. So true.
I can be like, you see that episode of The Office? You'd be like, what office?
Right.
Which office were you talking? Which office were you working in?
You worked in an office? That's
Several of them.
That would be my answer, too.
Right. Hey, like the time at Cheers. Yeah, cheers, Porter. Here, let's get a drink.
I know Cheers. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Name 3 characters from Cheers.
That guy that
Yeah.
sits at the end of the bar.
You win all right. Look at that.
Good job. You won.
Grand champion.
Don't know his name, but
That's
I know
none.
he sits at the end of the bar.
Everyone at the bar sits at the bar.
Every bar in every show or movie has one guy that sits at the end of the bar.
Who's your next pick? The bartender?
Exactly.
You son of a bitch.
And I remember the brown door. Where everyone knows your name.
At least you got that part.
Oh, god damn it. I win.
We can go back to our postmortems too, because
That's a jump.
I say that
I guess
because
that's media.
Yeah, it's media.
because we've talked about our postmortems and how it could very easily be their own TV show.
All right.
Because we've talked.
I think
about
you've said that. I don't think I've said that.
Yes, I have said it. It's fine. But like, if we were to do a live action movie or even a season, how would we do that? And we've talked about the different actors who would play some of our own characters.
Well, we haven't done that on air. That's
kinda
not
my
interesting.
Now we are.
I don't
point.
want to do that.
Maybe not as specific as characters.
Yeah, because that's not interesting to anybody but us.
That's fair.
Like maybe CJ's like, oh, that's interesting. I'll listen to this for 2 minutes, but hey, CJ.
But we've even compared it to like The Wire.
Well, and that's the thing, and that's what we'll go with. That I will talk about is like, you put me in charge of a Werewolf the Apocalypse TV show. Put me in charge of a Werewolf the Apocalypse TV show.
Don't do it.
No, do it.
I'm just messing.
Don't mess, because seriously.
I know.
I've heard other people talk about ideas they would have, and nothing compares to how Board has done it. And I don't even want to be biased at this point, but nothing has compared.
Well, now I say it out loud, and people are going to steal the idea, but fuck it. Here it is, right? You do it, you frame it like The Wire. You do multiple seasons, okay? We'll call it 5.
Sure.
Just for shits and grins, we'll call it 5 seasons. Season 1, we have, and I'm just pulling these out, follows the Bitches and Brews pack.
Okay.
Right? The brand new changers, they're being introduced to the world, have their little adventure for the first season in and around this particular sept. And we'll call it the Summer Reign just because,
That's how it went, yeah.
this wouldn't be what I would do specifically. We'd make up
Sure.
just for this, right? In and around the Summer Reign. And that's the, 13 episodes or whatever it is of their first adventure. Season 2 takes place at the same time as season 1.
But a different pack.
But a different pack out of the same sept.
And a different perspective.
Right. They have in their own adventures. Now this is about the Rabies and Chains pack. And the Rabies and Chains pack have to go on their adventure. And their thing is about something entirely different.
And the two might even cross paths once in a while.
Well, of course.
Yeah. That's the thing, is you get to see some of that crossover. But, and then thematically they'll be different too, because you get this first one, this coming of age, is Welcome to the World. Now maybe this one is dealing with, maybe the corruption of humanity, possession to the police force, or, whatever,
Something a higher level pack is equipped to deal with.
Right, but it's another facet of part of the mission of the Garu.
Correct.
Again, crossing over a little bit here and there, you'll have key moments. Like maybe episode 6 of season 1, Jaeger gets his arm ripped off. And then you get to see that event in episode 3 of season 2 from that different perspective and what's going on at this point. And you do that for the first 4 seasons. 4 different packs, 4 different, missions, 4 different stories, 4 different themes. There's still the crossover, so you see those familiar characters. And then season 5 becomes the big threat, the culmination of all of this, all 4 packs getting together to fight the big bad. Be that an attack on a sept, or the creation of a cairn, or attacking a hive, or whatever that might be. But there's the 5th season, bringing it all together. And then you can rinse, repeat, and do it again. You can take it to a different location from there. Whatever you want to do. But that's how you want to do the Werewolf show.
See what I mean? We've heard other people's ideas, and they're cool.
When's this coming out?
Right? Exactly.
Because I'm already interested. You've already sold me for 6 seasons.
Paradox, I'm right here.
You have already sold me for 6 seasons.
Anybody.
I'm just saying. And put me in the director's chair. My God. Please. I want the whole world to tell us what tribe they are. Let me help you do that.
Oh, that'd be so fucking cool.
I have so many things going through my head right now.
You see what I mean, though? Like, we've heard other people's ideas. They're all cool ideas. I'm not saying any idea is worse than the others. I'm just saying Porter's...
totally are.
Okay, I'm just saying Porter's idea makes the most sense for a TV show.
Well, thank you.
It really does.
That's all I'm saying. I'm right here. I can do it. I want to do it. I want to make Werewolf huge, obviously. There's a reason we're here doing this.
Our slow, but yet steadily chance to take over the world.
That's you. That ain't...
I didn't know if he was quoting Pinky in the Brain or what.
No.
Pinky in the Brain, you don't know The Office.
Hey-o.
I know The Office.
Boom,
Thanks.
roasted.
No, just the look of disgust on your face when I said that made it all worthwhile.
I know The Office.
Look at how defensive he's getting, too. I love it.
Boom, roasted.
Oh, we are back, everybody. Hi.
Dick.
But no, that media is, there's media all over, and all of this is a great source of inspiration, even the bad stuff. We talk about music too, and we could all day, and so let's not,
Yeah.
and obviously we can't even, because copyright and stuff, so we can't even be like, here's a clip of us going to jail.
I'd watch it.
That's,
Look, we even had those, our episodes of The Tale of Two Wolves and the different ideas and people sent in and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that was all cool, and you can very easily turn those into shows. But it's just rolling in my head.
we talk about it because it's, well, first of all, because this was fun and it was a light episode and it was a nice way to fucking get us back moving again.
Are there any books you can think of?
There's the core book.
Aside from Werewolf the Apocalypse books.
Just breathe deeply. And,
There's some Savage Age books.
I don't know, man. Reading's for nerds.
Oh, thanks. What do we do here? We read.
I'm talking.
And talk. Because we script a thing.
What's a calorie?
That was funny.
You gotta count those. Why would I count? I'm not a Dracula.
A 1, a 2. Hey, it's start of Halloween month.
No, it is. And it's weird. Well,
You didn't lead with it.
I chose not to open with it.
That's what I was shocked with. You didn't lead with it.
Yeah, I kind of rethought it.
I think people were expecting him to do it, so he's trying to not to.
Well, too late. I put it in there.
I think it's the other way around. I think I was worried about turning off new viewers.
Oh.
It's like maybe that's not how we want to open the episode.
No, but how we did it was better.
Depending on how much gets cut.
Yeah, who knows how this is really going to start. But yes, I originally was going to open with trick or treat, bitches.
Oh, that would have been rough.
Yeah, see, that's why. Oh, that's not what you were talking about?
No.
Oh, okay. See, I don't even know now.
I don't even anymore. I lost it.
Tell us we don't pay attention.
It's in the ether. It's gone in the ether now.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going.
But yes, it is. It is October, and which means, sorry, we missed the first month of Halloween, because that's how we do here. Mm-hmm. The 61 days of Halloween. But hey, it's October. It's the Halloween season. And so all the more reason we're talking about this, media and movies, werewolf movies. Hell yeah.
Oh, I
Get your
imagine
horror
more
movie
are
on.
coming. More werewolf movies are coming.
Well, not enough. There needs to be more.
There
plenty.
needs to be more, though.
Well, and you can go on Amazon and there's a whole bunch. There's stuff, the kind of B movie stuff, the stuff that went,
Under the radar. Yeah.
right. And just check them out. Sometimes there's some fun stuff. And it's weird we didn't talk about it. So we're gonna now.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Is Silver Bullet. This was a Stephen King story.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. Took me a second.
I like this.
And the movie is amazing. Because I didn't read the book. I'm not a big reader. But it stars young Corey Haim he's wheelchair bound, and the wheelchair is the titular Silver Bullet.
So the wheelchair is called the Silver Bullet.
Yes,
That's
the wheelchair is the
hilarious.
Silver Bullet, and it's him hunting down the werewolf. He's your hero. Corey Haim, wheelchair bound, is the hero trying to hunt down the werewolf terrorizing the town, alongside his sister and his uncle, played by Gary Busey.
No.
I need to watch this
Oh
now.
my
Yes,
God,
you do.
My list just got so much bigger.
Gary Busey and Corey Haim versus a werewolf,
Just one.
penned by Stephen King.
I'm already interested.
Yep. No, it's Dunyan Rings. That's the movie.
There are 9 movies on my list I need to watch before Halloween night.
You might not survive if you go through all those howlings. I'm just going to be honest.
You'll turn it off by the 5th one.
Oh, he's not going to make it to 5.
You don't think you'll make it to 5?
No.
Well, I'm thinking if I just do the first 3 then.
You might make it through 3. I don't know if you'll get halfway through 2.
That's what she said.
Weird.
Why?
It's the first the first howling's good. Second one, you're going to be like, what is this shit?
And then they just go downhill.
I don't think you'll get past the second. I think you'll get bored and be miserable and quit.
Okay, so just do the first 2 then.
I'm not telling you to do or not do anything. I just don't think you'll be able to do the first 3.
Just watch the first one. That's all you need.
We'll probably watch 3 on movie night, especially 3.
Okay,
Because
then I'll
it's
do
the
the
bunyip,
first
and
2.
people complain about the bunyip, and that's my answer.
There's your answer. All right.
I'll do the first 2 because we'll do 3 on movie night.
I don't trust you. You're not going to get through it. Because you're not going to have the group to fall back on. It's going to be you sitting alone because your wife's not going to put up with that
No.
bullshit. She's going to walk away immediately. She's going to call you an idiot and leave the room.
It doesn't matter what movie I put on, that's going to happen.
Right?
He's got a valid point.
I mean,
I mean, he's not. He's probably right. Yeah.
at this point, if she's gone for the night, she would have said it last night when I put on American Werewolf in London.
See, that's fucked up because that's a classic. It's a good movie.
I just know her.
Point being, though, yeah, you're not going to have the benefit of the rest of the group to laugh with and and have a few drinks and have a good time. You're just going to be there bored alone, going, Jesus Christ, Christopher Lee, come on.
He'll be playing games on his phone.
Probably that. And I'm blaming him. I'm just saying, if he gets through it, I'll be surprised.
All right. Taking your advice.
Just the first one. For everybody.
Yeah, first one's good. First one is worth your time. Everything else, what was the one we watched for movie night?
Depends on what.
We've watched a lot of.
We've watched a lot of werewolf ones.
But the one where the woman and her husband went up to the cabin, and then she had the pet dog that ended up getting bit and became a werehuman.
Oh, man.
And so we were making the jokes about like how he was the new love interest and she was going to bang the dog every month when it turned into a human.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she was teaching him how to read, which made it extra creepy.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah,
Stu, help.
Yeah, right.
Stu, help.
It was one of those standards, like the husband got bit and then, he was turning into a werewolf and then like the dog went to defend and the dog got bit and yeah, became a reverse werewolf. But like no one knew. So like here's this naked guy who couldn't speak that just showed up at the door with the wife and they had all this chemistry. And then you find out that it was her dog, which isn't the slightest bit disturbing.
Not at all.
Yeah, no, it was
Wow.
just the wolf and the dog end up trading places at that point.
Yeah, basically.
The werewolf.
Oh man, it was.
It was so, because we were making the joke
And then it became true.
and it became true, so it made the joke 10 times better. Stu, help! Give us the name of that movie we watched.
Oh, he ain't gonna remember. I think he blocked that out, but
I wouldn't be surprised.
Probably most of everybody blocked that out
yeah,
that
probably.
night.
That was really fun. It was a really funny one.
That was a good one. That was a good movie night.
It's unfucking real.
It's always a bummer too, because there's some movies you'll pick that like you haven't seen specifically at that point. So like, oh, let's try this out together, and like, oh, this one's really bad. This one's really boring.
You know what? No, there was only one
that we should have turned off right away.
Yes, that we should have turned off, and we did turn it off. Actually, we didn't finish it.
Oh, it was.
I don't want to say
the
the
end, right? No,
No, we didn't even get halfway through it.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but you don't want to. But yeah, that was bad enough that we quit it. And I have a rule that you put a bad movie on. You know, when you quote play best of the worst, it's like Russian roulette. You
still got to watch it.
Yeah, if there's not a round in there, there's no stakes. And if there's no stakes, what are we doing?
Right.
So sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And usually we win, but like Lycan Colony was
so bad.
Oh, that was a best of the worst recommendation too. Well, it wasn't a recommendation. They didn't say watch this. They just did a spotlight on it.
Right. So that was why it was part of our list.
That's why I put it on. And that was bad.
And we still ended up watching it.
It was a nightmare.
We still watched it.
Yeah. So don't watch Lycan Colony. If you're just trolling Amazon for werewolf movies, for how horror movies, because 'tis the season,
Tis the season.
Don't watch Lycan Colony. That's a punishment. Like if your kids are bad, make them watch it.
Ooh. You have to tape them to the chair. Or
yeah, no, like instead of like a timeout or sit in the corner, no, you sit in the corner and watch this movie.
They'll sleep through it. Just
watch all of it. You have to do a report on it afterwards, so I know that you watched it.
So mean.
It is. I'm all right with that.
It was bad. It was really bad.
Yeah, you want to jump back to TV shows for a second. And this obviously would super applies to Hunter.
Okay, Supernatural.
Exactly, but is easily adapted.
Very.
You know,
can make Dean and Sam Winchester could very easily be
Garu.
Yeah,
just traveling the country, taking care of fucking threats to the worm. You can easily make that transition.
Looking at me, I don't know. I never saw it.
Well, I'm just trying to include you.
I don't watch TV.
You never watched any episode of Supernatural?
Nope.
It was a pretty good show for a few years. I'd say it was a really good show for a few years.
I'd say the first
and then it kept going
seasons.
On for another decade.
Which, yeah, that's so weird.
Like legit went on for another decade.
How did they manage to do that if they lost you within a couple of it?
Oh, I've watched all of it.
Oh, have you?
Not
you have
religiously. You know what I mean? Like I was convinced to watch that show. Great soundtrack,
especially
good premise.
Season, yeah.
You know, and it ran 5 years and got canceled, and then picked up by another network, and the budget was like cut in half, and it ran another 10 years.
Just the fan base kept it alive.
Yep.
Wow.
But the budget never really recovered. And the plot lines got
worse.
Aggressively.
I don't even want to say worse, maybe just weaker.
Well, and it comes back to this thing, and we've talked about this before when it comes to crafting stories, you know, about topping yourself. And usually we use it in regards to anime, like Dragon Ball Z is the great example of that, too.
Yeah.
To where, you know, like in the first season of Supernatural, the big threat was a demon.
Yep.
A demon, singular, one. Because we are just two dudes trying to stop this shit. Right? And then at the end of the season 5, they're fighting the actual devil.
Well, it's over after that then.
No, because it went on another decade.
I get that, but that's your biggest threat.
Yeah, but then after end of season 15, they're fighting God.
Why?
We're not here to discuss the nuance of Supernatural, sir. My point is that they just kept escalating. How do we, and what thing can we make up, and what can we do for the threat?
It's episode 15. They're Super Saiyan 15.
Okay. Sure. You know, like again, Dragon Ball Z, at the first it was we're fighting 2 aliens. Mm-hmm. And then at some point they're punching multiple gods in the face 12 times and restarting. I don't know.
Oh, it eventually got to God level, trust me.
Well, I'm sure. Yeah,
that's the point of this part of the conversation here.
Right. You know, and this is something I've always said is like, when you sit down and you're writing, like, look at this becoming relevant to Werewolf for real.
We're trying.
Just by accident. No, we're not. This just happened by accident. You know, don't worry about topping yourself. Don't worry about the next threat has to be bigger. If your big bad is a spiral, next time it's got to be 5 spirals. And then the next time it's got to be 5 spiral packs because you already did a pack of spirals. No, it doesn't have to work that way. Don't do it that way. Don't worry about it because you're going to keep escalating and it's going to get silly. So just worry about focus on telling a good story. You know, there are ways to make your threats dangerous, you know, and without
Going overboard.
upping the ante, to an absurd extent.
And that's where Supernatural lost its appeal. I still liked the show. There were better episodes, and there were worse episodes.
I mean, that's just how shows go. But
I mean, you grew, I don't want to say relationships, but you grew a liking to the characters, and to see them go on in 15 years. It was fun to watch and tag along with, but as far as the storylines go, yeah, it got ridiculous at times.
yeah, and you know, this isn't a Supernatural podcast, but it was a
I'm
good.
sure there is one out
I was
there.
Oh,
about
I'm
to
sure
say, I
there's
wouldn't
several.
doubt those exist.
I am sure there are several. In more part, I'm not talking shit in more power to them. I'm just saying is that's not. Mm-hmm. We can be done with that. We can move on.
They weren't hunters; they were Garu the whole time.
But I mean, yeah, it's a simple enough premise. You know, a couple Garu, however many, like your packs, pack of 2 or 3 or 4, and going, you know, the area around the Sept is pretty well fucking covered, I would say. They don't need us here. So why don't we hit the road, have ourselves a little adventure, and, you know, find the thing in Middle America or, you know, wherever your game's set. You know, there's worm creatures outside of Manhattan. Let's go find them. Kind of thing. You know, it's you're picking up local newspapers or whatever and going, you know, maybe the Weekly World News, and it's like, oh, Bat Boy's been sighted again, huh? Well, maybe Bat Boy is Fomori all along, and let's see what's that about. You know, come on. I mean, I'm shrugging over here. It's a thing.
Based back in the day, Jack the Ripper could have been a scrag on the loose.
Right?
That's not.
I mean, he
a bad
wrote
idea.
letters, so he's totally been possessed. Someone
Yeah,
possessed
yeah.
by one. But yeah, that's exactly it.
That's
the
a
too.
pretty cool
It's a werewolf
idea,
by
too.
gaslight.
You could do that with many of the main serial killers.
You
Could
could.
be something.
I'd make up a new one.
Right, but I'm just
But
saying.
either
if
way, yeah.
You need an inspirado, grab one of those.
All right.
Easily done.
You know, I've been doing, working on this new Chronicle, you know, for our actual play. Mm-hmm. Which next week, guys.
Start next week.
Yep, episode 1. Yeah, Tom, Danny, CJ, and Melissa. It's going to be a good time.
It's going to be all right.
Yeah. It's very mediocre storytelling. That's where you want to set the bar. Middle of the road.
Thanks a lot, Tom.
No,
That's where you want to set the bar.
yeah. I don't know. This is on me, dude. I don't want to oversell it. It's going to be an average experience that you might enjoy in the mid-range. That's where I want your expectation.
That's perfect.
All right.
I'm with it.
Danny's laughing. There's no pressure on him. He just had to show up.
I mean, you're right, but I'm still.
There's
He's
pressure
hoping I
on
fail.
that dice he's got, though. There's pressure on that.
He's hoping I fail.
hoping you fail. Why would I hope you fail?
I know. He's
You
like,
fail, I fail.
That's not how that works. Danny, what are we talking about
We
here?
all fail for ice cream.
I would love some ice cream right now. It sounds pretty good.
All right, show's over. We're getting some ice cream. See you guys later.
Click.
That's some post-mortem ending right there.
Right. I think we've almost done that a time or two.
We've pulled those kind of jack moves in the post-mortem.
Oh, fuck off. Weekend at Bernie's.
That was perfect.
Oh, God.
Anyway,
Yeah. See, now I don't remember what the fuck we're talking about.
media and werewolf.
Thanks. Is that what we think this episode is?
Well, we were trying to get off Supernatural and got nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going somewhere and I got waylaid by somebody.
Oh, you're talking about Current Chronicle.
Yeah.
You were building.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been working on building this Chronicle. You know, I was listening to a lot of true crime and creepypasta. Finding some of that stuff on YouTube to get some inspiration.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, standard creepypasta, some of the SPC stuff, and then true crime.
I can see why true crime, yeah.
Just hitting up on YouTube, a couple playlists, but it's little things like that. Gives you some inspiration sometimes, and obviously you're not taking. I'm not taking like real people's stuff.
No.
But I mean,
Take the inspiration for it, though.
yeah, because some crazy shit happens out there, and sometimes real life.
Tickle something in the brain where you go, oh, but it could have been done this way, and then you write it that way.
Yeah, it could give you that, but sometimes truth is stranger than fiction.
It's true.
So, and then, the creepypasta shit, some of that stuff is hilarious. Some of it's just super stupid, but sometimes there's something to go on, and I'm not, right? But like you look at the Slender Man, Obviously I'm not going, I don't go anywhere near that, but that's something that came up is, a photo contest once upon a time and blew up for a while.
See, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
As far as the contest goes, no.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was a spooky photo contest. That's how Slender Man started. But,
oh shit.
But yeah, there were video games, there was a stupid movie, there was a lot of, the fucking, the murders thing kind of ruined it for everyone. But my point is, is that there was something there that came out of just a dumbass story or a contest at this point, which evolved into stories, which, so there can be stuff to find there,
I had no idea either.
No, it's really interesting.
Well, I think that's neat, to jump to that just for a second. Like, I think that is really cool. Is like some of this modern day horror, these new legends that are popping up, is we can, unlike so many other pieces of folklore, in the past, we actually can trace this back to where it started. Like, I don't know his name offhand, but you can spend 3 minutes online on Google and find out the name of the person who invented Slenderman. It will take you literally,
a minute at most.
Yeah.
The power.
Like, go to the goddamn Wikipedia.
The power of the Weaver, man.
All right.
But to go something older than that, we don't have.
Well, who invented the Jersey Devil?
Right.
Like, there's no way. It's just a piece of folklore that exists. But yeah, these days we can track that shit down. The modern stuff.
I remember having like a book when I was like a young teenage kid.
Did he eat the green eggs and ham?
Yes, he ate.
I knew that actually.
Yeah, spoiler alert. He finally used the name.
Sorry, guys.
It took me a while to learn it. I had to figure out and finally read the end.
That's my go-to when people bring up books. I'm such an asshole. Go on, Danny. Sorry.
Yeah. I just remember having like an urban myths book and how the different ideas, and I ended up writing some kind of like essay back in high school off that book that I kept, because some of those things are really cool to me and how very easily some of them can be changed to form into some kind of Werewolf the Apocalypse story. The idea of like Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster. Shit like that always interests me. The Jersey Devil was one of my favorite ones.
Jersey Devil's got a write-up in the First Storyteller's Handbook.
Yes, I was kind of hoping you'd transition that way, yeah.
In fact, that was, I actually called the story Postmortem. But I ran a story where the Jersey Devil was the antagonist. He was called Postmortem because the players were playing as the Wranglers pack, the story after they died.
Oh.
It was their final adventure before the thing that they went on to do that got them killed.
It's kind of mean.
It kind of was, but it was also a nice, it was closure.
It was closure,
It's got to be a closure for the pack.
Yeah, that was the Virginia games. Those characters in that version, they were very close with the Wranglers because the Wranglers were created to be killed. So I made sure they became friends.
Jerk face.
Yeah. So they were very sad that their friends were murdered. And the next game session, I gave them the chance to play as those characters as a send-off.
Yeah, it's a nice closure.
That is a nice closure. I like that.
That wasn't part of the plan, but yeah, I thought it was so it was the original Postmortem.
The very first.
I think we've kind of wasted everybody's time long enough.
We gave them lots of things to go watch and where you can draw inspiration from.
I suppose. I mean, really, let's face it. This was our first one back.
Yeah, we just wanted to have a fun.
We just wanted to hang out.
Guys.
Yeah, we're just hanging out with you again. Hopefully, you wanted to tune in and just laugh a little bit. Next week, obviously, 2 weeks from now, I'll say that we'll be back with a normal episode. In fact, we're going to have a special guest star, and we're going to be continuing our Farrah series.
Mm-hmm.
/ Savage Age.
Well, yeah, fine. Yeah, yes, that
Spoiler,
too, right?
God, you're just full of giving everything away today.
This is Danny. This is Danny giving it up, Tyson.
It's going to be your intro next week.
It is, because we're going to be recording it in like 20 minutes.
Whatever.
Yes, it won't be next week, because we keep doing that.
Yes, we do.
Because, again, next week will not be a regular episode. Next week and every other week from there on in, for the foreseeable future,
Yeah, pretty much.
we will be featuring our actual play. So
You asked for it. We're bringing it to you.
Yeah, we talked about it like a long time ago.
Kind of.
It's finally coming.
Yeah, it's finally happening. I finally fucking wrote something. I got some inspirado, and we're moving along. So it will be the very first part of the actual play. In fact, we told everyone this would be happening when we went on hiatus.
Yeah.
But hey, look at us,
But we're back and it's official.
right? Like it's real. It's
Well,
really
we know
happening.
It was official. It was. We needed the time. We needed the break to figure out how the hell we were going to do it.
But hey, we're coming through with it.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
that's-
following
we're
through is the
following-
point.
Well, we always follow through with our stuff.
Yeah, but it's
Really?
us, and we only
Only takes a year sometimes.
right. It was what, like 9 months between tribals
God,
at one
don't
point or
even
something.
start.
I don't know what.
Don't even start.
We did say we'd finish the tribal series by 2024.
We did.
Yeah.
Barely.
Well, actually, we still owe them a second part to the Glass Walkers.
Oh shit! I
And
forgot
Children of
about
Guy,
that.
right?
Nah.
Yeah, we decided not to. Well, we're doing a part 2 for everyone.
We
That's
kind of
true.
did that with what was it? The Tribal, the Expectations.
Yeah,
Bending the stereotypes. I felt like we kind of made up for that then.
I agree.
Like I felt that was good enough, and if you don't agree, that's too bad.
Email it and tell us why.
I mean, we are probably revisiting the Tribals in season 4, so there it is. But
I mean, we mentioned it, so
yeah,
it's
we
gonna
are
happen.
probably doing that. But right now, again, we are doing next week will be the first part of the actual play, and so every other week that's how that's going to go is actual played regular episode. And again, it will be Danny and Tom and Melissa and CJ, who you guys have met before. You'll get to know a hell of a lot better from now on.
And I'm excited. I mean, obviously, since once this is out, it'll already be ready. But
But no,
we're in the middle of it.
right. And once because it's not going to be said next week.
Mm-hmm.
But please write in rageacrosspodcast@gmail.com. The link is right there in the show notes. It's with every show notes. It's always been there.
Yep.
It always will be.
Link to the websites there.
Yeah, write in and tell us what you think. Especially the style.
Yeah.
We will have enlisted, we will say, a focus group
You can say that.
in terms of what kind of style the show is going to be, but some feedback on that, because that's something that we were never really sure on. And obviously,
We've got some feedback, but again, it's a very small focus group.
right. And I mean, we definitely trust them, but at the same time, and this is always kind of awkward because as of this recording, the first game is a week away.
Yeah. I was going to say it's not done yet, but
Like this time next week for us, not you.
We start.
Yeah. So these guys are 7 days away from our first game in a while. So I think everybody's excited.
I mean, we did a demo just to see how we would work out and how the style's going to go. And again, that's where our focus group came in.
But they haven't yet.
By the time this airs,
we're looking, listen, we're in the future talking to people. We recorded in the past and we're talking about something that hasn't happened yet and has also happened a week ago.
Time.
What?
It's hard to talk about.
Yeah. It's hard to talk about a thing that both has and hasn't happened yet.
Exactly.
it's so funny.
But just know it's coming.
Right. It'll be here next. You're going to hear it next week. So I hope you're excited for that. We're excited to play it
Yes.
in the first place and excited to air it in the second place. And hopefully you enjoy it as much as we may or may not enjoy it in the future when it happens. That's
the
English.
Best way to put it.
Yeah. And on that note,
That does it.
yeah, that's going to be our time for today. Again, next week, we got the actual play. Week after that, we are coming back with a normal, regular show. And hopefully we should probably be back to normal form by then.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But on behalf of everyone here at Scratch Wolf Studio, Mr. Tommy Dixon, Mr. Daniel Tyson, we want to say thank you for our support. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Keep your claws sharp. Your head in a swivel. We'll see you. Put me in charge of a Werewolf the Apocalypse TV show.